They've got robots going after Afghanis. Wait till they come to this country, and don't think that won't be proposed. Don't think as soon as some of the military leaders or some of the police force doesn't go along with it, they don't say, you know what, we'll just bring in the drones, and the drones can fight them. Also very interesting in the tech news department, and I want to get all you guys' takes on this. The call-in line is, of course, 866-582-9933. So we're going to go to your calls starting in the next segment. I want to really rush through some more of this news because there's just so much of it in my face right now. Finn creates USB finger drive. So this Finnish computer programmer, I keep telling people how individuals are making themselves cyborgs, and we're really in the age now where you can chip yourself. You can go on eBay right now and grab yourself a little RFID chip for $10 plus shipping and chip yourself. Check it out yourself. Implantable microchip. There's no doubt about it. But this guy, is taking it a step further. Instead of chipping himself with an RFID, he lost his finger in one of his fingers in a motorcycle accident. So what he did is he built a prosthesis around his finger, which is also a USB drive. So, most of us are content to carry our little USB drives around on our keychain. No, this guy's got it on his finger. Jerry Jalava uses the 2 gigabyte memory stick, and don't worry, that'll be upgraded shortly, by peeling back the nail to store photos, movies, and programs. The finger is not permanently attached to his hand, so it can be easily left plugged into the computer when in use. You can kind of see how it slides on. And really, I mean, anybody could do this right now, but because the guy's missing a finger, they're making a bigger deal about it. Look, there's a book out there now, probably 4 years old, called RFID Toys, where a gentleman from New York and his girlfriend basically put multiple chips into their body for different purposes and wrote about how great it was. We're here. When people are creating USB finger drives, get ready. When we have robots in Afghanistan, get ready. And you know what? We were just talking about UAVs and all that stuff. This should be interesting for all those people that were listening into the Jim Mars interview on Friday, which was great, by the way. I want to thank Jim. I just did get a copy of the Fourth Reich, and I'm starting to read it. So I recommend that book. I recommend a lot by Jim Mars. I mean, I take everything with a grain of salt, and I don't think he gets everything 100% correct, but he does a damn good job. So why am I talking UAVs? Well, today, for all you UFO buffs out there, the UK government just declassified a bunch of files from the 80s and 90s. Okay, UFO buffs? Now, I'm not saying it's bad to be a UFO buff, but from what the mainstream is reporting is that UK really thought a lot of these UFOs in the 80s and 90s were, in fact, U.S. special programs. In other words, UAVs, they were working on different aircraft, true UFOs, but not in the sense that they were extraterrestrial or came from extraterrestrial origin. Now, you may disagree with that, or you may think they're still covering stuff up. Well, I tried to get over on the site to see how much had been declassified, and I just couldn't even log on. Couldn't log on at all. I got in there, and it looks like it's getting hit pretty big. But let me read you that's the Fox News report right there. Let me read you the Times Online. Intelligence officers scoured hundreds of UFO sightings reports in the 80s and 90s looking for top-secret American stealth plane projects, newly released files have shown. At the end of the Cold War, the Ministry of Defense was worried that America was developing mysterious planes but not telling its closest ally. Let's see. Staff at Department D155 of the, or a DI-55, I'm not sure, of the Defense Intelligence Staff logged and investigated hundreds of sightings by pilots, air traffic controllers, and private individuals who believed they had all seen alien presences. The MOD did not believe Britain was being visited by aliens, but these files show that they were obsessed with the fear that our closest ally was developing spy planes and keeping them secret from us, said David Clark, a lecturer at Sheffield Hall University and UFO specialist at the National Archives. In one incident logged in 1989, an oil rig worker trained the aircraft observation and saw a perfect black triangle escorted by 2 American fighter planes. We're going to come back with your calls after this. It's the Info Warrior with Jason Bermas. back. I'm going to finish up this article, and we're going to go to your callers. We're going to go into Dan, Mark, Dennis, and more. It's 866-582-9933. And I just want to make the point that, they're declassifying all these documents. Bluebeam is out there, where they talk about staging an alien invasion or putting in, religious holograms in the sky to fool the masses into world government or, to lead us in that direction. So it doesn't surprise me that a lot of these reports are talking about, triangle-shaped aircraft led by, U.S. military fighter pilots. That's what it looks like. Air Force, denying it, blah, blah, blah. It's an interesting story. I thought I'd bring it up, in light of the fact that Afghanistan is now going to use UAVs to drop supplies and big dogs. These dog-like robots that are really sent to kill. Let's be honest. I mean, they're not just surveillance robots. They're killer robots. Oh man, it's crazy. All right, let's go to the first caller. Let's go to Dan in Florida. Dan, what's on your mind?
Yeah, what's up, Jason? I just want to say I think you're doing, like a better job with the show pretty much every other week, man. You're doing pretty good.
Oh, thank you, man.
Not a problem. Just a quick thing real quick. I think it was Friday. When did you have Jim on? I think it was Friday.
Yeah, Friday we had Jim on.
Okay, yeah, well, I asked a question about, basically what's going to happen after they, if they were to install their New World Order and stuff like that, what would happen after that?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't really think I got too much of a direct answer because, Jim, he just kind of seemed to backtrack and say, well, hey, they don't really want a one-world government in the first place, when I think, so I guess he's in disagreement with Alex Jones.
Yeah, well, I guess he takes the position that they're going to play off three major regions off against each other for their New World Order. It will be achieved by then. I don't know if that's necessarily correct. I think that's a stage in it. He fell back to 1984 and what Orwell said. And,
right.
Yeah, the three separate nations. If you want my answer on what I think is the whole goal, and, I don't know if I have that article in front of me, but, we have the British Prime Minister talking about, not the British Prime Minister, I'm sorry, Gordon Brown's underling saying that he needs to cut, if they want a sustainable future in the UK, the population to 30 million people. Well, the population right now is 60 million plus. That's in 2007. Right. So he's off the charts talking about half of the population reduction. Okay? Now, I feel like before they're really able to reduce the population, they'd have to, or before they were able to bring in like this huge global government, they might be able to get away with their unions. In other words, their North American Union, their Eurasian Union, even an Asian Union. Jim seems to think that they're going to consolidate the power down to three. I don't see that. I see a consolidation of things like North America, Pan America.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing real quick, man. Obviously we all have different theories about what's going to happen with the, this New World Order, whatever you want to call it, things like that, centralization of power, different regional blocks, superstates, whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, I'm just wondering, whatever the theory is as to what the installment of the next governmental cycle will be,
mm-hmm.
What is the point of that, and what do these elites wish to accomplish after that? And I also have a second question for you. I'll take my answers out there.
All right. Well, let's just say they get the North American, all these unions, right? It'll be easier for them to do mass roundups. It'll be easier for them to do their population reduction that they want. Now, let's say they get their population reduction, right? And I think that's a big achievement for their one world government. So if we're talking about a New World Order, they've already reduced the population down to 500 million through famines, disease, vaccinations, whatever. God knows. Who knows? Maybe they dirty bomb the United States and round us up. I got no idea. They've got all these different plans and policy papers on how to do it. They get down to 500,000 people. That's when they're going to start announcing the technology. But the gap will be so big between, the you and me class, the middle class, the sub-middle class, and whatever they are, that it doesn't even get to us. We literally become a serf class where we work with their robots, and they do it. They live forever. They plan on, going around the universe, God knows why, and really just unlocking the secrets of the world, I guess. I mean, they plan on having us all interconnected through a hive mind, the servant class. Okay, so it'll seem like we have some kind of freedom, but at the same time, they'll control whatever this worldwide mind or, this chipped populace is able to use as like an internet, I guess you could say. I'll take the second question after this holdover. We'll be back after this. It's the Info Warrior with Jason Bermas.